Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. Let's see if we could get some people on. Let me give it a minute or two or three. Let's see if we could get some people on. Hi Brandy! So good to see you, so good to see you. Okay, so let's start by clearing some energy and opening up a sacred container. Hi sister, I'm so happy to see you. Okay, so I'm going to use my black obsidian generator. I want to clear any and all negative energy from my auric field, from the room, and from my immediate environment. I want to infuse a sacred white light container around my auric field, around my room, and around my immediate environment. I want to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Metatron, Baba G, Hilarion, the Egyptian goddesses Isis, Sekhmet, Hathor. I want to call in Lakshmi, Sarasvati, Ganesha. I don't think I called on him yet. I want to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Raguel. I want to call on my guardian angels and my guides. So good, Brandy. I want to call on my guardian angels and my guides. I want to call on the guardian angels and guides of people watching this live or on replay. And I also want to call on ancestors, spirit animals, totem animals, power animals of God's white light that are willing and able to assist in this space. So, aho, this circle is open. So, what I'm thinking to do actually is what I did last week, which was to do a 3-card spread, like an energy message for the collective. I feel like that worked really well. And then I have another deck here, and I think what I'll do is then after that pull general card messages for people that jump on the live. In terms of business updates, so definitely be liking and following me on my Instagram, my Facebook business page, all the things, because I'm going live more frequently. So I'm doing one Facebook Live that's devoted more to cards, and then another that's devoted more to astrology. So last week, and I am uploading those on my YouTube channel, so definitely be following me on YouTube because you can watch them over there as well. Last week I did an astrology walkthrough of the full moon in Aquarius from last Thursday, so definitely go and check that out if you haven't seen that. And before that, the Sunday before that, I actually did an astrology walkthrough as part of my Stars with the Stars series of beauty YouTuber Jeffree Star. And I will be doing another Stars with the Stars series this week, probably on Thursday. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm currently in the process of doing some astrological documents for someone. So if that's something that interests you, if you're watching this live or on replay, definitely feel free to reach out. You can message me on my Facebook business page, or you can email me at julieannfaye@gmail.com. There's a lot of astrology options that I do, which that is one of my tasks at hand is to get that all organized on my website. So right now the best way to kind of inquire about astrology and what works within your budget is actually just to straight up message or email me, because I have it all in my head and I'm doing all these website updates, so it's not fully there on the website for you to peruse yet, but getting there. So I wanted to share about that, and I think that's it as far as business updates go. I'm not going to go over too much astrology because I want to save some of that for the astrology walkthrough I'm going to do on Thursday, but I can tell you right now that the sun is in Leo, moon is in Aries right now, so we have a lot of fire energy going on. Mars moved into Virgo yesterday, so this is giving us a lot more focus and drive in terms of actually getting things done, to be of service, to be practical, to be detail-oriented. So we're now you'll start to see some of the inner planets start to move into Virgo one by one. So Mars first, then I believe Venus is next. It's interesting that, well, I guess because we came off this Mercury retrograde, so Mercury I think will actually be one of the later ones to move into Virgo, which is kind of funny because Mercury is always super fast. And next week we enter Virgo season. Next week is my birthday week, so I'm excited about that. Can't wait for my birthday. I feel really good about this birthday. There's going to be a new moon in Virgo a couple days after my birthday, so yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. All right, so what do you say, Brandy? Are you ready? Thank you for the love hearts. Let's do a 3-card message here for the collective. And I am I'm using fairy tarot cards. Been kind of vibing on this deck recently. So let's see, what is the energy message for the collective that we all need to see, hear, feel, and understand for this week? I've had one card from this deck pop out for me twice in the past 24 hours. It would be really funny if that card comes again. Oh, these cards are quite fab. Not gonna lie, these are really good. Oh, but we had 3 more fall out, so let me check. Oh, are you for the collective? 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 All right, so we had 5 cards fall out. I'm going to read all of them because I'm doing this as like a message for the collective. I don't think I'm going to do the sign by signs for the week. Just kind of changing it up a bit. Going to do a message for the collective. We do have 5 cards here, so this is a lot. I think everybody will be able to receive from this. And then I'll also do single card pulls for people. But I've got my Lenormand deck, which you can't really see too good with the lighting there. There, you can see it. I've got my Art Nouveau Lenormand deck, and that actually requires 2 cards because you read it in pairs. So, yeah. Anyway. All right, so message for the collective. Honestly, this is a pair of a really, really positive, amazing, beautiful cards. We have King of Spring, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. I always like to think of this guy as like Orlando Bloom, like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Just love him. And it says a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now, and an unexpected supporter of your cause. So this is like equivalent to like the King of Wands in the Tarot. And then we also have the Star, which is about wish fulfillment and hope and faith and optimism. It says look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. I like the way that this card is depicted in this deck. In some decks, I found, I'm trying to think which one. I can't think of which one right now, but there are some decks in which the star is portrayed as like wish fulfillment, which is true, but also the star is about hope and positivity and faith. It's like believing in your dreams. So I just kind of wanted to speak to that. It's a nuance that I've learned over time with my card readings, that sometimes like when the star comes out, it doesn't automatically mean expect to see the results right now. It means have faith and believe in your dreams because things are going well as long as you're staying positive and believing in them. And there's a bit of a difference there between those two things, you know. But putting these together, I really feel like this is overall saying, you know, I also feel like there's some type of like male or positive male energy coming in that's really supportive this week. And that's actually giving us the support to believe in this new direction, these changes that we want to grow in. So overall, this is really, really good and positive. This is about like the strength of the divine masculine to help move us forward. This could also be divine masculine from within ourselves. So this could also be a message about being strong and standing your ground to believe in your dreams. But overall, this is like very, very good, very encouraging, very positive. We do have 3 more cards that popped out. One of them is 9 of Winter. So this is the card of focusing on your fears, feeling afraid. You know, it says unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to go out of proportion to the problem. So it's like, are you like worrying a lot and like staying up at night and just like having trouble focusing on what's good? You know I've been kind of like bumping back and forth between these two things, and I think that that's kind of normal for the energy right now. But I think especially this is saying that, you know, just kind of watch your thoughts, watch when you're getting really fear-based. Yes, I agree, Brandy. I've been definitely making time for my gratitude journaling at night before I go to sleep, because that's so valuable and important for manifesting, to focus on what was good and what you want more of. It's like you're communicating with the universe, yes, please, like you're placing orders with the universe of what you want more of, which is really important, you know. And another thing I've been doing, which relates to this card, is when I find myself like, like, you know what I'm talking about, that feeling of just like, like you almost like can't breathe because it's like the stress and the overwhelm and the fears and they compound. Stopping myself and being like, okay, what is the worst case scenario? And the worst case scenario, like, write it out or think about it or actually perceive or put yourself in that space where like that thing that you really, really think you need to do or really, really has to happen doesn't happen. And what does that like create, or what does that manifest? And it's probably not going to be as earth-shattering and horrible as you think. So sometimes it's about actually taking the fear that you're kind of like cycling through in your mind and like pulling it out and then looking at it like very practically, you know, and being like, okay, like, you know, I actually wrote this in my journal earlier. Right, so I have a lot of things that I'm preparing for something tomorrow, and part of that involves putting a lot of pressure on myself to get a lot of things ready. And I started to, like, it went from like excitement a couple of days ago to then like, okay, I can do this, like on Sunday, to today, oh my God, like, you know. So I wrote in my journal like minimum, and then, you know, I wrote like underneath that like would be best, better / maximum. So sometimes it's like, if you're being overly perfectionistic, it might be okay for you to deliver the minimum because the minimum is still quite good. It's just that you're putting a lot of pressure and expectations on yourself to deliver the maximum of the maximum. And maybe in this case, you still would be completely fine to actually deliver the minimum. So I think that that's also like a valuable lesson, is like knowing when to catch yourself if you're like being overly perfectionistic, you know, and not, like, what's that expression? Like, not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, which is like the most horrible expression in the world. I don't know why that exists. But like that kind of thing, it's like you want to produce the results that you want, but if you become too caught up in like making it be a certain way and like stressing yourself out that it has to be like all of these things, actually defeats the purpose of you doing what you're doing in the first place, right? So this is yet another form of self-love and self-awareness, is understanding how to like manage this and like how to dial that energy in. So I definitely feel like this card is resonating with that. The other cards we have are Two of Spring, which is a nice card. This is about partnering with like-minded people that can support you. Good, I'm so glad, Brandy. So this one says, a bright future manifested through hard work and creativity, partnering with others who share your dreams, great progress being made. So this is the card of like these two men are actually working on bringing this boat to the edge of the shore. The boat is not ready to sail off into the seas yet. They built the boat, they're working on now carrying it to the shore. So I also feel like this card is saying that the energy right now, especially for this week, is a little bit like in between worlds. It's like you're syncing up with the right people that are going to support you and make things happen. And there might be a little bit of hard work and creativity that's involved in the process of making this boat, this project, or whatever it is you're working on, and or finding these people. There might be some hard work and creativity that's involved with kind of like making all that come together. But ultimately, and finding your tribe, finding those people that can support you, it's actually going to progress what you want forward even better, right? Like, imagine what it would be like to try and carry that boat by yourself. It's like kind of an impossible task. So sometimes it's also about surrendering that we need other people's help. You know, we need other people's help. And sometimes there can be a lot of power in just being like, I can't do this by myself. Okay, I acknowledge that. I need help. And then start to go into a space of like, okay, who can I ask for help? You know? And that there can be great power in that. And I feel like as we do all of this, this is going to really manifest really good things, because we have Three of Summer, which is a really happy, playful card. This is like the fairies getting together, playing in the water. So interesting too, because it's like here they're bringing the boat to the water. Here, now that has progressed and we have the ability for people to be enjoying themselves in that space. You know, and it says news worth celebrating. And, you know, this says like happy announcements, friends you cherish. So this is like good energy, good vibes, being with good people that you value, that get you, that just feel really good to you. And this is a very happy card. But I see this as the end point of some of the energy management. Ooh, I almost dropped all the cards. Some of the energy management from all these other cards, right? So maintaining a positive outlook, keeping faith in your dreams, and believing in what you want to manifest. understanding that maybe you need like a supportive leader or someone that believes in you or can like rally for your cause in order to like support and move this along. But I also get the sense that Monty's so cute, he's like panting after he like ate some treats I gave him. I also get the sense that some of this is fated. I feel like there's like fated connections coming in. I really do. But I also caveat, I think that those fated connections are coming in as a result of the hard work you're putting in and the creative approaches you're taking to get things off the ground. And while that's all going on, you're still gonna maybe bump back and forth between like believing in the positive and the faith and the dreams, and sometimes worrying and fear. So it's about balancing these energies, self-loving yourself through that, so that you can really just get to the good vibes. But good vibes are a process, a daily process of soothing yourself into more positive vibrations and honoring your feelings, allowing your feelings to teach you, taking breaks. It's not like these like magical manifestations just like they can happen overnight, but they happen overnight after many, many days of you working on yourself vibrationally or incrementally moving towards that manifestation. And then it's like all of a sudden it just pops, you know? And that's my belief about how that works. I don't think that something comes out of nowhere. I think that things occur incrementally, but sometimes to us looking at it as outsiders, we think it's like an overnight sensation because that's what we see. But we didn't see all of the visualizations and all of the work and all of the behind the scenes activity that was going on behind the scenes incrementally every day leading up to that pop, right? Good. I'm so glad, Randy. I'm so glad. So that was really good. A good message there for the collective. And debating if I should do... Let me see. All right, so I'm going to pause there for the collective. And Brandy, let me know if you'd like a card pull. I'm going to pull from the Lenormand deck. And we'll see if we get anybody else on. If not, we'll just make this a shorter live. And I'm okay with that being perfectly imperfect. So let me know, sister, if you would like a card pull, and I will happily... Yay! Okay, cool. All right, so what does Brandy Hart need to know right now? All right, so from the Lenormand deck for you, Brandy, we have Mountain number. Now these have to be read in twos, so this is gonna be a paired message. That's how the Lenormand is read. So we have Mountain, which is number 21, and then we have Birds, number 12. So the way that I would interpret this is the Mountain card is about sort of like obstacles or blocks that you have to overcome. It's very Capricornian, right? So it's saying like, as I pulled it, I heard this song by Miley Cyrus, like, I don't know if it's like It's the Climb, but that song. And I was like trying to sing the lyric in my head. I'm like, I'm not going to sing it, but you know, that song where she's like, it's the climb, like that one. So it's kind of like that. It's like there is this journey that's being embarked upon, and this may also be a message for the collective as well if this is resonating with you too. But it's like there's this journey that's being embarked upon, and it's a tall journey, right? There's many, many things that have to take place in order for this journey to be a success and get up the mountain. And I think part of that is acknowledging that that's just what it is. Sometimes I think we don't give ourselves enough credit for the challenges that we have and what we're trying to move through. So I think part of it is acknowledging that this is a journey, and just like kind of that song talks about, it's actually the journey towards the destination that's like where we learn all the things, we have all the experiences, not necessarily when we're actually at the top of a mountain. It's the climb up to the top of the mountain, because you learn so much in doing that. You meet people along the way, you have setbacks, you have failures, you overcome them, you keep going. That's actually part of the magic, is the journey towards getting there, right? And then so that's acknowledging kind of what's present for you. And then we also have card number 12, birds. So this is about communication. So this is saying that, you know, part of what you need to do in order to overcome these setbacks and these challenges is to open yourself up to communication. So reach out to people, letters, emails, Facebook groups, you know, and I'm thinking specifically for you, Brandy, because I know you really well and what you're going through. This might be about just maybe even like calling up the school, you know, and asking if there's a carpool list. Seeing if you can research Facebook groups or like local moms, private message them and ask them like, hey, what could you do about this? What would you recommend? You know, doing research and making phone calls. So using the power of your spoken word to help bring in those connections and that communication in order to move through the blocks and the obstacles, right? Because a lot of times, like, you never know until you ask. You know, I definitely went through something like this last week, which involved me having to speak up and communicate. And this is now supporting me on my path, and I'm exploring what that could be. So I think it's like understanding that sometimes we could feel like shy or inhibited to speak up, but actually, especially as women, when we are able to speak up, that's us getting into the divine masculine energy. And as women having a lot of divine feminine energy, we need that balance. So sometimes we do have to step up and take initiative and make that phone call or send that email or send that follow-up email or send that private message to someone, right? And I think that this is definitely a message for you, you know, for me, for people catching this on replay. So I think it's about stepping up with asking for what you need, and sometimes that involves not only asking for what you need from Source, God, your angels, but also asking for what you need from other people in like the physical world, you know. And I think that part of that is the secret sauce for what we need to push through some of these blocks and these obstacles. You know, it's kind of like the equivalent of, let's say that you want to hike up this mountain, right? It's so funny because it's so bright you can like barely see it, but let's say you want to hike up this mountain. You can't expect yourself to be like, okay, like I'm just gonna hike up this mountain and just like magically know what supplies I need to get up the mountain, and like where's a good place for me to pitch a tent on the mountain, what's an appropriate, like you have to ask people that. You have to learn, you have to put yourself maybe in a vulnerable place and just be like, you know what, I don't know, like I need help, can you help me? What supplies do I need in order to make this journey? And getting advice from people, getting help from people, asking people, you know, meditating and tuning in and saying, okay, like I don't know the answer, but maybe my angels do, and maybe I can meditate and I can ask for guidance from my angels. And then you'll get like a little nudge, and you follow what that nudge is, and then follow that nudge somewhere over there, you know, and see where that takes you. And now you have a new task, and so on and so forth. That's kind of the way it works. It's like incremental, you know. So I think this was a really good message for the collective for this week, and also a really powerful message. So thank you, Brandy, for bringing your energy to the space so that could come forward. I really think it's going to help a lot of people, including myself. I received that message too. And let me just check if there's anything further. So I think that's it. I'm going to close the circle. And I want to thank all of the guides, guardian angels, ascended masters, spirit animals, totem animals, ancestors, everybody of God's white light that was able and willing to assist in this space. Thank you for your service in this space. Yes, you're so welcome, Brandy. And this will go up. I'm also going to put this on my YouTube. And yeah, if you're watching this on replay, if you caught this on replay, leave a comment. Let me know how this was for you. Feel free to share this video, tag friends on this video, and definitely stay tuned for further Facebook Lives, also astro related, coming up. Looking to do one on Thursday of this week, another Stars with the Stars. So please like, comment, share, all the things, and hopefully I will see you again on my next live. All right, much love. Have a good night. Bye.